Everybody, welcome to week 2. I try to do videos like this every week to kind of give you an understanding of what's going to be going on this week. You can see that my setting is a little different this week from last week, and that's largely because my daughter just turned 13 and she's having a sleepover with her cousins, and so our very small house is feeling much smaller, and I've basically been forced to do a lot of my work in our bedroom. So it's just me and our dog, who's just sitting on the floor wanting to get out of the room. And I'm not letting him because I want him here with me. Um, so that's why I am where I am. I think a lot of you can understand what I'm going through. You probably have had similar situations with kids and work and everything. So anyway, on to week 2. So the lecture is very comprehensive this week. You go through a lot of really interesting information. Specifically, we're talking about the differences between hardware and software. The best way to look at this is the hardware is the stuff that you actually can touch, the tangible stuff on a computer. I'm looking at my laptop right now and the camera right there, and I can touch the screen, and there's a keyboard. I have a mouse here. There's a pair of earbuds, a bunch of other kinds of things here. This is hardware, okay? And every component within your computer, the motherboards, the circuitry, all those kinds of things, maybe a CD-ROM drive, that's all hardware. That's stuff that can be manipulated, that can be tangible, stuff that you can kind of touch, right? Same thing with your smartphone, kind of the touch screen and everything within it is hardware. Now, software is different. Software are programs. A software does one of two things. It either tells hardware what to do, or it kind of works on hardware. So the two of those things are absolutely necessary and they're intertwined. You really can't have software without hardware. And you can have hardware, but hardware won't do anything without software to tell it what to do. So we're going to be focusing a lot on software in this class. Microsoft Office, right? This is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. You think about Facebook, you think about browsers, you think about Instagram. Those would be web-based applications, but that's also software. Okay, it's coding, it's all sorts of things there that do work on hardware, like your laptop or your phone or something like that. So that's the key distinction between hardware and software. And the lecture will get into that a little bit more. We're also going to focus on OneDrive and what that means as far as cloud technology. Now, cloud technology is really interesting. It's one of those things that we use all the time. We just don't realize it. Things that are in the cloud aren't like out there in the ether floating in space. But these are things that are accessible by your hardware and by your software, but are things that are saved on other servers, other computers elsewhere. A good way of looking at it would be OneDrive or Netflix. So OneDrive is Microsoft Office's or Microsoft's cloud storage. So you can store things in OneDrive, and that means that they're not stored on your hard drive in your computer. They're actually stored on Microsoft's computers in these server farms way off, somewhere on the West Coast, much more secure that way. But it does free up your computer to not have to, be used primarily for storage. So cloud storage is where you're using someone else's server, someone else's computers to store your information or to run certain kinds of applications or something like that. Netflix, like I said, is another example. Long ago, Netflix was they would send you a disc, a DVD, and you'd watch it and you'd send it back. Now they don't have that. Everything is streamed, but that's streaming. Your queue, your list, that's stored somewhere, right? Well, it's not on your TV, it's not on your phone. It's stored on Netflix's computers. So that's cloud storage. So you go on to Netflix on your computer or your TV, right? Click, and then you say, I want to watch whatever movie or some TV show, and then you click on that and it streams that specific one. All of that is stored somewhere else. That's cloud storage. It's basically off-site storage that you can easily access through the internet. So OneDrive and cloud storage, hardware and software. There's a bunch of other things that you're going to learn in the lecture as well. Really interesting, really helpful things that kind of create a good foundation on which to build the rest of the class. So make sure you pay careful attention to everything that you're going to go through this week. There are going to be a couple of assignments. One's a OneDrive reflection, and then there's going to be a hardware and software assessment, a little quiz. So make sure you go through those slowly, carefully, take your time, and let me know if you have any questions. And then in the discussion board, I'm going to have another video, and you're going to learn a little bit about what this topic is. And let me tell you right now, folks, it's a really cool topic this week. Very, very interesting. You'll really like it. So get into the discussion as quickly as you can this week. Thanks, folks.